Good morning. This is Janice Perkins with your second episode of On the Bright Side, joined with Brie Anderson, who we call Brie. I've known Brie for a couple years professionally, probably, maybe 3,
somewhere around there.
Going back. Yeah. Anyway, I thought she would have a great perspective this morning to share with you, and I'm going to show a video if you guys can see it on the screen already. And I didn't even know that Brie was a dog person until we started talking a minute ago, but this is totally appropriate, and I thought it was hilarious. Oh, come on.
Oh, no. Oh, it started. There it goes. That looks like my dog.
I'm gonna refresh the Facebook page and see if it'll play. It's gonna really disappoint me if I can't get it to play.
No, it's going to. I feel it in my bones.
Look.
There it goes.
Is that not hilarious?
Like, that's awesome.
He's totally walking his dog. His social distancing is staying inside, and he's droning, walking the dog. I love this.
I'm just cracking up because that really looks like my dog. My dog's not that fucking.
Don't forget your dog happiness.
Don't forget your dog happiness.
Okay, isn't that hilarious?
That's so good.
Okay, so I just thought
when you could just have your own.
Well, I mean, here's the thing, like all the creative things that people are doing in this social distancing that we never even thought of before to use with technology. What would we have done 30 years ago? Nothing, right?
Limitation sparks creativity for sure.
It does. It does. I love that. So he's totally being creative. So I didn't even know you were a dog person. Have you used, I'm going to ask you another question that I didn't even ask you before. What do you think about how you've been using technology differently?
How have I used technology differently? Well, you know, I actually teach full-time now at WSU Tech. And so now I'm having to Zoom with my students. I'm having fun because I had this little, like, you know, you can, one of these pads that you can draw on and it comes on your computer. Well, now I get to use it as my whiteboard. So I'm doing like whiteboards on like sketch apps. So like we're doing pricing tomorrow, pricing for digital marketing ad placement. And so I'm going to be doing my first lecture with a computer whiteboard.
That's exciting. See, look at technology working for us. I like it. I like it a lot.
Super exciting.
So you just heard Brie say that she teaches at WSU Tech, and I'll let her plug herself and all her curriculum again at the end. So you don't lose sight of everything she's fantastic at. So I'm going to ask you the 3 questions. And the first one is, what is something that someone could do in their business today? What would you suggest if you could tell them one thing?
So the first thing I would suggest is if you don't have a website, to make one. It's super easy. So, I mean, you can just make a Squarespace site, right? Or even just make one to test things out. That's something that I've been encouraging a lot of people to do. You have this extra time and you can learn a new skill. So why not make a website that's going to benefit your business? Because surprisingly enough, there's still a lot of businesses out there that don't have websites. Obviously, if you could hire a professional to do it, fine, but you have this extra time on your hands and you know you could play around with it. You don't have to send it live yet or anything. But really, that website is so important as like a cornerstone for your business online. And it's something you own, right? So like everyone's like, well, I have a Facebook or I have a this, that. But if those things go away,
that's right,
you don't own it, right? So
really
I'm definitely going around encouraging people to do that, or get your content ready for after all of this craziness, right? Like make a plan. That's what I'm encouraging people to do too. So, you know, I'm a part of a lot of like entrepreneur groups on Facebook and things like that. And that's been the #1 thing I'm telling people. It's like, make a website and then plan out content, create content ahead of time, have these conversations, so that, you know, you have things built up for however many months.
Okay, probably. Easiest place to go if I've never done it and I'm a complete novice.
Yes.
What's the easiest one to set up?
Squarespace.
Okay, Squarespace. Yep. Everybody heard that. Fantastic. Okay, so the second question is, what is something I can do for me as a person? What would you tell me to help me as a person right now, individually?
So I used to do yoga a lot. And then I kind of got out of it with the hustle and bustle of everyday life. And it's something my wife and I have actually like taken, like that's one thing we have to do every day is we have to take our 15 to 30 minutes and do yoga and find our, stillness and things like that. So it's kind of a way of like a form of meditation for us. And everybody meditates differently. Everybody finds gratitude in different ways. And for us, that's a way to kind of be together, find our stillness, those kinds of things.
Ooh, so that kind of even answers the second question, but the third question, but I want you to add to it is, what can I do for my relationships right now? Like, what's something that you've been doing that's really successful?
We are finding ways to get outside and kind of find happiness outside of the four walls of our house. We do have a big backyard, so that's nice. And yeah, like the yoga thing is kind of how we've been dealing with it. But outside of your personal, like immediate relationships, I think something that's been really good too is like connecting with people that maybe you haven't talked to in a while. Like we haven't talked in a while.
I know.
And having those conversations, again, this is kind of like given us so much time to figure out what do we do with this time. How do we kind of get away from the negative that's going on right now. And I think that's just another one of those things. Like you have more time to connect with more people, and you can't hustle and bustle all the time because you can't leave your house. So
that's right. That's right. I think it's kind of a forced surgery of the hustle out of all of us. That's probably, we're going to look back on this and be so grateful for that release of the speed and the technicality that it created for all of us. So I think that even though the space feels odd still at times, I think that we're going to really notice when the world tries to speed us up again, and hopefully we'll fight it a little bit. Hopefully, especially in our culture.
Absolutely. That's something that my wife and I have talked about a lot, is like, the first week I worked from home, all 40 hours, I didn't touch my computer all day on Saturday. And I can't tell you the last time I did that.
Good.
Like I'm always on my, I'm always working, always doing these things, but it's like, you kind of find that time to go like, wait a minute, like there is space for me to take that time. Right. So I hope that we hold on to that.
Me too. Me too. Okay. One of the last questions I want to ask you is, what is the silver lining for you? Is there something on the bright side that you have found through this whole thing?
Absolutely. I'm getting to connect with more people. We've already talked about that. But pretty much all of the people in my circle, so I work a lot with like professional speakers, digital marketing speakers, and it's not great for them because they just lost all of their business. But I can almost guarantee if I ask any of them if they have time to talk, that they're all going to say yes.
That's right.
Because they've got nothing else going on. So, but it's nice because now they're doing more things like this, and they're able to talk. So that, and just like, I was going to say something else, and it's just given me time to work on some projects that I had kind of pushed to the side that were actually really important, that are really fitted for this kind of situation. Building up my YouTube and things like that.
Right.
So there are a lot of bright sides for me, honestly.
Me too. I'll tell you, this is really funny. I just moved into a new house a couple weeks ago, and my neighbors are so nice, and they, his sons came over and were helping him do some yard work, and they came over and chainsawed an entire giant tree in my backyard down that was dead.
Wow.
It was crazy. I was like, I don't even know how to thank people that I barely know doing something so incredibly kind. And so then we loaded it on a trailer, and my son and I took it to the landfill to unload it all. And I've never seen a line at the landfill. The entire world has been doing yard work and cleaning out their closets.
Yes.
Everyone who wants to throw away a mattress was at the dump on Saturday.
Yes. Yeah.
Tree branches or old mattresses. And it was hilarious.
I've seen a lot of people doing that. A lot of people getting outside. Every time I get on Facebook or Instagram, somebody's like, we redid our yard today. And I'm like, you and everyone else. It's great. I love it.
Everybody's going to have a garden, beautiful flowers, and great grass. It's fantastic.
Yes.
So anyway, thank you for joining me on the bright side with Brie. Oh, Brie, tell us a little bit more about what you teach at Wichita Tech, at Wichita State Tech.
Yeah, so I teach digital marketing, actually. So we just started the program in the fall. It's been going pretty well. It's really exciting. Don't mind, my dogs are playing over here in the background. But we're having a really good time. It's because it's at a tech school, it's very hands-on. So students work with clients their first semester. So that's been, yeah, and it's so fun to watch people. I just love teaching, but it's really fun to watch people like grasp those the concepts and put them to use. So we hit all of the foundations of web design, SEO, which is search engine optimization, pay-per-click advertising, social media, and analytics. So they come out with a really strong foundation to build on in whichever direction they decide to go.
That's awesome. That's awesome. So if you have all kinds of time this semester in your business and you would like to just learn how to do all of those things, then you can have Brie teach you online. So
yes, let's do it.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks for joining me with Brie Anderson on another On the Bright Side.